Hello, everyone who joins me now or in the future now moments. Whenever you come in to the fields of the now moments. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this live. Because I'm in the energy fully, and there's a part of me that just wants to curl up in a ball and take a nap. So hey everyone who's here with me now live, I appreciate you. I am working to anchor the energy that's moving through me. And that's wanting so much to be expressed, and simultaneously at the same time my body's like so let's just see how this goes, and if I end the video we'll just come back at another time. Hi everyone who's here with me right now, I really appreciate you. Let's all just collectively send each other a big hug here. Just hugging everyone here. Just feeling it. Goodness, the energy is so palpable right now. It is just, yeah, I have been in a cocoon for the last 5, 6, 7, I don't know, days now, 7 days. Because that's just what it is, and the energy is just like moving through me in so many ways, and I'm really inviting my body to start to integrate this, and it's bringing me back into my practice at all times, and it's making me become aware of so many things that are happening within our morphogenetic field that is this dimension that we are all living on right now. And it's just like, wow, and everything I'm saying right now really honestly is just helping me to become grounded. In this message that wants to come through. So what's up everyone? Hey B, James, Gailey, Marco, Tony, Dawn, Sats, hi Haley, and Helga, and all you other beautiful beings who are here now are going to be joining in the future. So this is going to be quick. This is going to be a super quick energy update that if you want to get the full update, I have made the last masterclass that I did for the Let's group. That is a paid membership. That said, when I did this masterclass, like Spirit was like, listen, this technique and this information, it needs to be available to everyone right now. So get out of your own way and go and share it. So in the link underneath the bottom of the comments about this video, just drop your email in that and you'll immediately get sent the full download about what the fudge is going on in this black hole matrix, about the mathematical geometrics of our light body and how we have been unplugged from God source creation that has brought us into this reality where it appears that we are all separate, where it appears that we are all living in a limitation in some way, where it appears that we're in scarcity. So this right now is just a super brief activation for you to just go and click that link and get the full download into your email inbox, because right now Mama's having a challenging moment being live. My body wants to just go dance and move all this energy. So in that video, you're going to get the download about what the black hole matrix is, why it has been appearing that we're living in scarcity. And one thing that has been so clear in the last 7 days of my existence is how the black hole matrix that has entrained so many of us into this three-dimensional illusion of scarcity, suffering, limitation, separation, fear, has hijacked our template through our autonomic nervous system, through our vagus nerve. And the more and more and more that science begins to study the vagus nerve, the more and more and more that we become aware that the vagus nerve is the place within us that allows us to experience pleasure and joy and happiness. And it also regulates our autonomic nervous system, which helps us to stay balanced. It helps our body to stay in harmony. It helps our immune system to function. It helps every single thing within our body. So essentially, the way that our system, our light body, was hijacked comes through our autonomic and our vagus nerve system. So right now, you might be experiencing a whole lot of things. I know I'm currently experiencing, like, my autonomic nervous system is going through all of these shifts and all of these upgrades, which at time can feel like, if it's depending on how your system was interfacing with the black hole matrix, and we all have been, because we're all here in the 3D working through this together, so that we can choose the divine path, so that we can choose source God code and really learn about our true makeup. So within that, depending on how it has impacted your autonomic nervous system, whether you've been parasympathetic or sympathetic dominant, those things are going to be coming up in your field. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me who are experiencing, like, deep stuff of scarcity coming up all of a sudden, like out of the blue in the last 7 days. A lot of panic attacks and anxiety coming up in the last few days, or a lot of, like, I need to sleep for 15 hours a day coming up in the last 7 days, as we're going through this massive choice point. And a choice point is when we as individuals and collectives make a choice between, are we going to continue to feed the black hole system, or are we going to choose and align and use our divine will and intention to bring our light body back into resonant alignment with the God source code. And in the download, so if you get the video, I bring up images, I'll show you the geometry, I'll show you everything if you are like me and you want the information, because information, like, it allows me to just really integrate everything that's happening here in a way that feels more harmonious. So if you're like me and you're like, ooh, give me the knowledge, give me the wisdom, give me the resources, show it to me, that's going to really happen in this training, because it is a training that I do in the Let's course, in the Let's membership group. That said, for those of you who just joined, yeah, Spirit was like, share this with everyone, because there is a practice in it at the end that is going to help you to create your Maharata pillar and connect to the 12th dimension, which has been cut off from humanity in the black hole system. So all of that is in, there's a little link in the info about this live video. So just go get that, get the whole download, because right now I'm just like, whoop, bringing it through to you so that you can get access to that video. So with that being said, our energy update for right now, for this moment, we've just gone through the equinox, we've just gone through these massive supermoon energies, and we have been going through massive plasma waves, and there is going to be some more veil disturbances, whereas the veil is going to continue to crumble in the next several months, because a lot of the plasma waves that are coming off of our sun currently have been blocked due to certain agendas to essentially block out the sun and try to stop the awakening of consciousness that's happening currently right now on the planet. So as we progress, as we continue to go through these plasma activations that are coming off of our sun in the next couple months, it's going to be speeding up even more. So what has become so apparent, and just through tuning into some of my other soul family members who are also, getting certain messages and codes, who are more devoted to the body, like, the emphasis on our autonomic nervous system is going to become so important in our evolution, in our ascension right now, because it is through our vagus nerve that our systems were hijacked and that our DNA was compromised. And our vagus nerve is what is responsible for controlling our autonomic nervous system. So our autonomic nervous system, our fight or flight, or our rest and digest, is what is being greatly impacted right now planetarily as we start to go through these evolutions. So whatever your experience, if you're in a world of fear, if you're in a world of panic, if anxiety is coming up into your field, you know, now is a time to really start taking adaptogenic herbs. It's a time to do some detoxing. It's a time to explore working with CBD oil and other things that really help to work on your autonomic nervous system. It's very, very, very important that our autonomic nervous system and our vagus nerve goes through healing so that we can bring our templates into alignment. And when you watch the video that you'll get sent when you drop your email, I show the image of our light body and how it has been tilted about 15 degrees off of axis. So it's been tilted out of axis with our vagus nerve. When it's out of axis with our vagus nerve, it's through our vagus nerve and our light body being in alignment that we're able to pull through the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th dimensions of consciousness. And when we get to that 12 is when we're bringing through the God source energy, that infinite supply, right? When we're all linked in together, when we're in that harmonic resonance with the universe, with each other, with all of the creation. So when we recorrect our geometry, because we're talking about the universe, we're talking about energy, we're talking about mechanics of our templates, our shields, because this human body is just a symbol. What's behind the symbol is all geometry, it's all mathematics. So when you look at the images that are in that video, you'll see how we have been 15 degrees off center with our light body. So our light body's axis point hasn't been in alignment with our vagus nerve. This is part of the hijacking that took place. So with that, we're unable to access the flow of God's source creation infinite supply. And when we bring our light body back into alignment with our vagus system, what ends up happening physiologically is our autonomic nervous system, all the ways that it has been, let's say, compromised because it was out of alignment. So when something gets out of alignment in our body, the rest of our body goes to compensate for what is out of alignment. So our autonomic nervous system has been doing a lot of compromise to how it's been functioning because of this vagus system that has been hijacked with our light body being out of alignment. So what I'm finding through doing these practices of really working on my light body and bringing my light body back into alignment with God's source code is that my autonomic nervous system, my vagus system, is going through a total recalibration. And I'm starting to see this happening in a lot of my clients and a lot of people that are in the Let's membership and a lot of my friends who are also doing this work as well. So it's kind of like this confirmation, I guess you can say, from the physical environment that this is really what takes place when we start to bring our light body back into alignment, which then triggers physiologically our vagus system to come back into alignment and our autonomic nervous system to heal. So these are super important things to really, really, really be caring for your body. And if you want some recommendations for different herbs that you can take, different supplements, which are really just herbs, I really just recommend herbs and foods that you can eat that are going to support your autonomic nervous system. You can always just send me a private message and I'm happy to send you resources on that. Otherwise, you know, really do watch that full video. It goes through the whole history of the fall of man, of when our system was hijacked, of why it was hijacked, of what a black hole system is, and then it brings you through an actual practice that will, when you do it regularly, will bring your light body back into alignment and will help you to connect back in to God's source code. So if you've been feeling this pull of scarcity back into your field, if you've been feeling this like fear coming up, this panic coming up, or what it also can be felt like is like disassociation, whereas you start to disassociate with this reality, where you might be sitting there and you might be totally present, and then all of a sudden something shifts and it's like nothing around you makes sense anymore. That's what I experience often as my autonomic nervous system comes back into alignment. I'll be sitting there, be having a conversation, and next thing I know, everything around me no longer makes sense. And here I am just like floating in this void thinking to myself, okay, this is it. Yep, we're just going to sit here and float and just let everyone around you know that you're in the void right now. So when that happens, you know, I really support my body through that process. I really support my mind, because the mind is one of the primary places that we were also hijacked through. So when our mind, you know, starts to get these physiological things that happen in our body, our nervous system starts to go, ooh, we start to maybe feel anxiety or panic or stress in our bodies, or we sleep for 15 hours, however, you know, it's impacting your nervous system. The mind then wants to go and create all these stories that, oh, something is wrong with you, ooh, you might be sick, or ooh, this might be happening. And that just continues to fuel that fear that keeps us feeding the black hole system. And everything right now, it's so important through the rest of 2019 into 2020. And what we're bridging right now is that we all collectively and individually constantly show up and affirm and choose the God source code and choose the divine plan. Like, this is the choice point that we're in. That is the energetic update right now. Is so important to every single moment that fear comes up, that scarcity, that separation, that delusion that we are somehow limited shows up in your field, because it's going to try to show up in your fields through every single avenue of your life right now. You must, in those moments, choose to realign yourself with the divine. Choose to remember that you are an infinite being, that you are here on a mission to choose and resonate with your God source code. And that takes consistent commitment to always showing up in every single moment when that fear tries to come in. And the practice that is in the video that you can access through the link in the description of this live video, that practice is going to be a game changer for so many. It is a practice that has been used in the temples throughout the ages. It has been used for thousands and thousands and thousands of years on this planet. It is in alignment with the law of one, and it is what supports our geometrics coming back into alignment with the God source plan. So please utilize the information that is in that video, and remember, no matter what you're experiencing right now, all of it is leading you to a choice, and you get to continue to choose in every single moment to either feed that fear system, to go into it, or to send that fear back to its sender, release it from your field, and do your practice that gets you back into resonant alignment with your infinite nature. That is our energetic update, and I'm just going to tune in before hopping out for any questions that come up in the comments here. This is very interesting. I've been experiencing debilitating fatigue, and last night I was sensing an implant or something attached to my vagus nerve and choking the front of my 4th chakra. Started a cleanse this morning, and now you're saying this stuff, my mind is blown. Yes, so just confirmation of what is coming through. And there is actually recent new scientific evidence research, because the vagus nerve is really, like, if you found, you know, where your skull is sitting on your spine, the nerves that are at the end of your spine that connect in here, that's where your vagus nerve is, the very last nerve, the longest nerve that connects up into your spine, from your spine into your skull. So in order for them to actually study this nerve, they have to get all up in there. So it they have to get all up in there, right? So it's been a nerve that has not been highly studied up until recently, and they're finding all of this evidence that it is, when it's been hijacked, when it's out of alignment, when it's not functioning properly, so that's like what science would call it, it's not functioning properly, we are unable to experience joy. We're unable to experience pleasure and abundance in any way, which is why we have this pandemic of depression on the planet, which is why we have this pandemic of it appearing to be like we are all in scarcity. So it is so important, as literally as you do the practice that's in the video to bring your light body back into alignment, it will start to clear and work on your vagus nerve. And I will send out emails following up with that video with more practices. So I do highly recommend you hopping in and getting that email and getting all the subsequent practices that are going to come through that Spirit just wants people to have access to right now, because it will support you if you're feeling any of this going on to come back into alignment. And again, Marta or anyone else, if you want any herbs or things like that for your nervous system, then just please send me a private message. Okay, let's see. Someone asks here, Dinto, which chakra will you tell about meditation or chakra effects? So within our chakra body, so let's just say that when our vagus system, when our light body, let's start here. When our light body is out of alignment, when it's been kilted, so say we're looking at a compass, right? You're looking at a compass. And when your light body is in alignment, the compass is due north, right? The arrows are pointing north. Everything is directing north, right? So with the hijacking of our light body in this black hole matrix, everything was tilted 15 degrees. So when everything is tilted 15 degrees, then all of our chakras are out of alignment. So then nothing in our light body is vibrating in harmony with God's source creation. It's literally sending energy into what's at that 15 degree, the black hole matrix that's feeding off of our energy. So in order for our chakras to be fully in resonant harmony, first our light body has to come back into alignment. So the answer to that question, what chakra? Well, all of our chakras are impacted when our light body is out of alignment. This is going down into the fundamental geometrics of our templates. So everything becomes out of alignment when our light body is out of alignment, because it's like our template, our blueprint for existence has been tampered so that the geometry is no longer in alignment with God's source code. It's sending energy over to this 15 degree here, which is sending energy into the black hole matrix that has been feeding off of our time matrix for like 550 million years since the fall of Tara, which is all talked about in the longer video that you can get from the link. So to answer that, all of the chakras are impacted, and yes, there is some meditation that you can do. Again, I give a full practice in the link that's on this as for anyone who wants to know about that. Danielle is confirming that she has been recording this as well, feeling this as well. Wim Hof, anything like Wim Hof. So Wim Hof is a really great breathing technique that helps your nervous system, absolutely. So that's a great thing to do for your nervous system. When we're talking about our light body, we get into fundamental conversations about our geometric blueprint, and we've got to go a step further than breath work. We've got to go a step further and what I mean by that is we have to go into utilizing our whole spectrum, utilizing our intention, and actually using the geometry to change it. And I give the images of the geometry and everything in that training class, so I do recommend you go grab it. But that said, Wim Hof or any other style of breath work is going to be very helpful for the physiological impacts that are happening right now in the body. Absolutely, Scott. It's very good for the nervous system. A lot of people, or Danielle here, many energies attempting to throw us off, keep us out of God consciousness, to stay separated. She's been recording this, absolutely, just more confirmation, amazing. Well, I feel complete in that. There's no more questions coming through, and the full download, the history, the practice, the geometry, so valuable. Like I said, this is normally only accessible to my paid membership group, and after I did this recording, this was the live course that we did on Wednesday this week. The last 3 days, my spirit has been saying, you know what, this one you've got to share with other people and let it become available to the public. So via that link, you'll be able to get access to it. So the link is in the title of this video. If you have been receiving this information, if you found this valuable, please share this with your community, share it in private messages, share it with your email list, because the practice that is in that video, the light body realignment with God's source creation, this is so important that people do this practice and that people really understand what the fudge has been happening here and how to continuously, consciously, intentionally realign with the God source code so that we together can turn this reality and free ourselves to be sovereign creators of the divine. So much love to all of you who have spent your time with me here now live, who will watch this in the future, or who will be plugging into that video training. You know, just drop your email. You'll get it sent to your inbox right away. Just check your spam folder if you don't see it, because sometimes that's where the emails go. So just double check that. And if you have any feedback about the video, anything like that, you'll have direct access to me via email as well too once you sign up for that, to receive that video. So I hope this has been supportive and nourishing and nurturing to your spirit, to your journey at this time, and to your ascension into a higher degree of consciousness that has always been within you and is ready to emerge as you, as we co-create and remember our divinity. Until the next time we meet in virtual time and space.